ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. And I am glad, very glad that I get to do this because finally I can do video games because I got caught up with most of the news outside of some of the other stuff, which I will do later. But this is amazing because I actually get to do this. I'm going to have a blast. So, what we have here is Star Wars Outlaws, and it's by Ubisoft. We all know EA, Ubisoft, garbage companies, AAA companies, always produce terrible games as of past half a decade now. So, we're going to be talking about it and all the issues that this amazing, apparently great game has. Which we start here from that dark place saying Ubisoft responds to the plethora of complaints about Star Wars Outlaws after gamers roast gameplay. Yes, the gameplay. The gameplay is awful, by the way, guys. The gameplay is awful. And I would never be seen playing this in 100 years. Alright? 100 years. Because this game looks absolutely god-awful. And of course, it's not looking too great. And then we have here this. Now, this is another big problem that I have with this game. Because for whatever reason, the past half a year ago, we've seen games, AAA games. Now they're calling quadruple A games. Not quite sure why they're doing that. But, you know, quadruple A. Where they're all becoming like $70 or something like that. Where they're always terrible, awful games. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is probably one of the only other games I could possibly think of that would be worth $70 or worth your even amount of your time. Well, we have this here where we have Star Wars Outlaws is $110 and $130 editions pulled from a collective sigh from potential players tired of season passes and ill-advised early access periods. Now, I can kind of understand early access, right? Because there are games like, where you have Baldur's Gate 3, and I'll even say Mandalorian and a few others that look like they're doing early access correctly to where they're telling you upfront what you're getting, and if you want to get it, get it. If you don't, then just wait till the game's fully released. That I can completely understand here. But what they're doing, what Ubisoft's doing here is trying to scam people, scam players, and I am not really a huge fan of that. It says, I'm genuinely excited for Star Wars Outlaws, especially since the trailer debuted earlier this week. It might not set the world on fire or anything, but I like my blasters, I like my freaking aliens, and I like my ticks in an open world checklist. I am not above the Ubisoft game loop. I am, however, exhausted by collector's editions that toss a few skins and items into the game for another batch of credits, and I'm not exactly alone. Anytime I see charts like these, it just makes me think, I can't wait to buy the full game for 20 years later, writes an understandably tired observer on Twitter. Yeah, I think it's all really, really annoying. And I think the bigger issue that we have here, guys, is this. We have this where it's like the base game where the standard just is $70. Just the $70 is base game and then pre-order bonus. So if you don't pre-order the game, you just get the base game. That's all you get. The gold edition, which is worth $109, is the base game pre-order bonus. Subtract the pre-order bonus if you didn't pre-order it. 3 days early access and season pass. And then for a whopping $130 for the game, they will give you the base game pre-order bonus, subtract to that if you didn't pre-order it, 3 days early access, season pass, Rogue Infiltrator bundle, Sabak Shark bundle, and digital art book. So if you want to get the full package of the game, here you are, gamer. Please fork up that $130. We would love you to fork up that $130. And that's just the way they're doing it now. The $130 is where you're going to get the full price, the full impact of the game. It's really a joke, honestly. We have this here. Game-breaking bug forces Star Wars Outlaws players to start over. Yeah, you heard that right. So, the game was so broken, or is so broken, that it was also like, okay, you gotta play, we have to make you start over because the patch is just, it's terrible. We made you pay $130, and now you can't even play it. We have to make you start over. Like this is insane. Like, Star Wars Outlaws players forced to delete save data on PS5. And we have this here. Early Star Wars Outlaws PlayStation 5 players paid $110 only to have Ubisoft issue a new patch and tell them to start a new save file or face game-breaking bugs. It says here, original story, Star Wars Outlaws is now available for players who spent the extra cash for a fancy edition with early access, but the most eager of those players on PS5 are facing the threat of game-breaking progression issues following the patch that rolled out shortly after launch. The official release date of Star Wars Outlaws is August 30th, but if you spend $110 on the Gold Edition or $130 on the Ultimate Edition, you get 3 days of early access. On PS5, early access began at midnight the morning of August 27th. So, yeah, and again, PS5 players who started their games in that window between the early access launch and the release of the patch are now facing potential of game-breaking bugs. As one of the players affected who had access to an older version of the game, we are aware you might be encountering some issues after this recent patch, Ubisoft said in an email to affected players that's now making the rounds on Reddit. And, again, this is insane, right, guys? This is completely insane. I don't know what to say about this company. This is the reason why people shouldn't be buying stuff from these companies, right? They're all garbage. They're all terrible. These AAA companies have been ruining games for years now, and of course they're practically scamming you, saying here's $110. Oh, by the way, you better put in 5, 10, 20 hours into your game, but you have to start over now because the game is broken. We released it broken, and then you got to deal with that. And of course, we have this here from Grum saying, let me get this straight, Ubisoft. You charge people $130 for a 3-day early access, and then you wipe all their progress with your day 1 patch? Nice outlaw move. Star Wars game. It really is a joke. I mean, this is the gameplay. Even when you play this, look at this. This is the gameplay you're getting. What is this gameplay? It's a fucking joke. It's a joke, right? This is terrible, right? Like, what is this? This is the gameplay that you're getting for $130, by the way. $130. This is what you're getting. A guy with no head just standing there broken.
Just Geronimo and hope for the best.
Look at it. He falls down.
So that's obviously not how to do it.
And then he spawns in a completely different area, and you can see things just not correctly going well with the graphics. You can see this is just kind of bursting here. Like, look at this. What is this? What is this?
This is a $70 game. Like, if you're an early, what is happening? It's so dumb.
It's so broken, guys. The game is so broken, and this is probably like the icing on the cake, right? This is literally icing on the cake. Guy goes over here, right? What is this? What is this? Like, this is a joke. This is a joke. How could you pay $130 and you get this broken of a game? This game is this broken and you're paying $130. This is atrocious. It's atrocious for $70, right? But for $130, you're just scamming people. At this point, you're a scam, and you should probably be investigated for this, because this is insane. I don't know what else to tell you guys. These AAA companies, they need to be going out of business. They need to be completely demolished, because it's so bad that I don't know what else to tell people. It's so horrible. Man, oh man. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care my friends, and stay away from those AAA games.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.